uh
I'm just
oh,
capturing this information. Go ahead.
yeah, of course. And then we were led into the king's chamber where we were able to um lie in the,
Sarcophagus.
sarcophagus, which isn't a sarcophagus, as we all know. And we were able to do some oming, so some chanting. For the entire group was able to. So, I mean, I know that Monique and I were both doing hand light language, and Jude incorporated into a guide that I believe was Sekhmet. Um, she doesn't claim that, but she's humble. And it was incredible. And I'm still processing everything that was done and said. Um, but I would love to hear more about like this being the Atlantean being.
So, Tamara, you want to just talk about what we saw or what happened?
Yeah, I mean, some of it I'm not going to remember, of course, but so
Okay.
we it actually was quite serendipitous timing because we got a text from Sarah literally when we were just starting the call. It
Hmm.
said, "Hey, we're hoping that the guards are going to look the other way. Send us some good energy so that with this come we can do what we want." And it just so happened that we were on the call then, so we just geared our call towards Egypt and holding space for you guys and making sure that you could do whatever you did. And then it was obviously pre-planned, I mean, beyond us, because
Yeah.
a ton of stuff started happening. Basically, we all surrounded the outside of the pyramid with our backs to the pyramid and kind of almost as if guarding that space while you guys were inside, and what we saw is your backs were to the pyramid, so it's almost as if we were back to back with the pyramid between us. Lots of energy moving. There was a point where there were these like squiggly streams of energy or light coming down through every single person's crown chakra all the way down through. Later in the call, Johanna, she appeared in the center of the circle, and she was going person to person and kind of waving her hand, putting something in everyone's third eye. I don't know
Hmm.
what she was, but she was going person to person, spending a moment with each of them and going around. And then this being showed up, Ramu or Ramu.
They were huge. I mean, you said they were the height of the pyramid pretty
Yeah,
much,
he
but
was
he was,
as
yeah.
floor to ceiling all the way through, really, really big. And that's kind of all I remember. What
I
else am
The
I?
remember you
water.
saying that they didn't look traditional. They didn't look, you kept on saying they don't look like, because we were going, is it a deity? Is it, and you're like, it's not a traditional looking Egyptian, like not
Egyptian,
what I
yeah,
would
yeah.
expect. And that was when I said, so are they Atlantean? Because I've been tapping into that energy. I want to know if that's an Atlantean. And she asked, and he said yes. And then I said, can we self-identify? Is there any, because we don't know Atlantean beings. I don't know any names. I don't know, and like the popular names for Egyptian. And she said the name Ramu came out. And so we're like, okay. So, and then the funny thing is, as we were going through all this and feeling all the energy, because there was a lot of energy moving towards the end when we were concluding, that's when Tamara was given the instruction that this being wants us to return and they want us within 5 days. In five
So there
days,
was also the water. Do you remember the water, Tamara? Do you remember that,
Uh,
Vera? The water came in and Vera asked if it was there to cleanse the
oh,
pyramid, and it
yeah,
was there to change the frequency.
yeah, I do remember that. So it wasn't like a cleansing or healing water. The water came through the entire pyramid, literally washed by everyone. Everyone was. I mean, I guess you could say underwater, but the water was just moving and it was changing everyone's frequency or energy or body makeup. It was making a change in everybody.
And the frequency of the pyramid, and you talked about it being a portal.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That I had forgotten about that part. The water was pretty cool because we've had water come up before, but where we've walked through cleansing pools and waterfalls and different things. But I keep hearing more and more about water, and everybody says drink water, but it's really particularly so if you're a light worker. And Todd Bryson had said something about water. Was it your reading or yours, Vera or Suki?
I believe that one was with Bonnie in particular because of, yeah.
Yeah, but it's just that the whole subject of water keeps coming up, and it makes me think. I don't know this, but it makes me think that water is more than just hydrating for us. It's doing other things. I mean, we've seen it, and this was another time where we're saying, okay, here's another aspect of water doing something that I wasn't previously aware of.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it was just a new development to have the Atlantean frequency because at first Tamara said we were led to 4 Lemurians that had the dragons there, and then all of a sudden we catapulted into some other spot, and I was just like, okay, this is weird. We're going through all these different, I guess, frequencies, levels. I don't know what to call it, but it was just kind of interesting that we went there and then slingshot over to Atlantean. And so I was curious, and of course, me always wanting to explore what are we going to see, or what are we being communicated with or channeled with from the Atlantean aspects, since we've had a lot of Lemurian awareness or exposure lately. What does that mean? Or does this session even continue that? I don't know. We're going to find out.
Yeah, I don't.
Well, I just personally want to thank all of you for that guardianship while we were in the pyramids, because it was like we had hoped we were going to have the space that we were going to get, and then when we got there, one of the guards had shifted and it wasn't the guard that we originally thought it was going to be. So then he was very standoffish and didn't like that we wanted to sit in silence and meditate, and a lot of our trip was guided by wounded masculine not wanting us to do anything that really puts us into power and allows us to be in our power. So for this guard who got really agitated and really, like, I couldn't understand him, but I could see his energy. He was not going to let us do any of the things that we originally thought we were going to be able to.
Wow.
Because they switched guards, and then all of a sudden something shifted in him, and he just let us do everything that we wanted to, and we were all able to get into the into the space of meditation and go into the sarcophagus and do the oming in all of the spaces and use our voices to change the frequency. So
wow, that's amazing.
You're
so that actually is really satisfying to hear.
Well, no, it's profound because again, the timing. We didn't know where you guys were doing this until Kim just happened to text Tamara, and I mean, honestly, we were like, oh, really? Oh, okay, cool. Let's.
So yeah, we'll focus on that. It was so peculiar because you and Joe and I were talking. I'm like, well, I just got a text from Sarah to our group, and I'm like, wow. So that, I feel like that was that. Yeah, we helped facilitate that. I'd like to think.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I 100% believe that, because this man was so bent on us even just sitting in silence at first, and then by the end we were able to all do sound healing and spend quite a long amount of time in there without him interrupting us. So it was the whole trip was kind of that way, where we would get moments and then it would be interrupted by some male that's having an issue with the fact that we're sitting quietly in a room, and then
wow,
they throw money around and sometimes they change their mind, but for the most part it felt very low vibration, like it wasn't about the money. So for us to be able to do that, where I mean in 2012 they made it illegal to meditate anywhere near the pyramids, and you're not even allowed to walk around barefoot and ground in the land. So I don't think people quite understand how cut off they've made it, and how just amazing that we had the experience that we were able to have. And so thank you very, very much.
So,
I'm so
Shelby, do
grateful.
you know the reasoning behind that? Why they decided not to allow that any longer?
From my understanding, it's the government's aware of the power of these places and these sacred places. A lot of the trip was beautiful and devastating because there was these beautiful, woman-led ancient sites that felt very decimated and very defaced and defiled. And at some point there was, some wounded masculine that came in and basically ripped it from us. And in 2012, when there was talk of like the Mayan calendar ending and things like that, there was a big group of people that had decided to come out to the pyramids, and like light workers came out to the pyramids to meditate and to do things to help raise the frequency. And that year they created a law that said it was illegal to meditate in any of these sacred sites.
Wow.
Just really interesting.
It's very
Yeah.
draconian to sit there and say you can't even meditate, because it's probably one of the most peaceful activities you could ever do
Right.
anywhere, versus running around, running amok and tearing things up. And it's like, no, you can't, you are forbidden. That's
Right.
Yeah.
And
Well, they
the
probably know
first-
that it wakes us up.
Right. And one of the first days that we got into one of the smaller pyramids, someone made the mistake of saying the word meditation and we all got kicked out. Yeah. So we all got
That
a
is
moment.
ridiculous.
Yeah. And
Wow.
then the entire trip was, it was divine because we were all able to have those moments when we needed to, but we all were definitely playing not only the role of, experiencing, but also being guardians. There was several times where I was distracting guards so that Judea could do her thing, or, coughing and making noises to distract so that we were able to just be in these sacred spaces. It was very, very, I'm honored to have been able to do what we've done. And I don't know how long it's going to take for us to be able to be pure in these spaces again and not have to pay someone every 10 seconds just to leave us alone. So yeah, everything that you've done to hold the space is so big and important. And throughout this entire trip, Judea was a big aspect of explaining, but the entire group was so tuned in, and everybody would come in and say what they heard and what they felt and what they saw, and it was like a giant CoSession. And it was beautiful. And yet there was this lingering, we need to be careful with how much we're allowing anyone to see what we're doing. And Judea's, some of her caboclos that she incorporates into are not the quietest beings. So it was interesting to have, a cat being come through and be loud, and a guard come by and be like, what's going on, and try to like, oh, she's not feeling well.
Yeah. Just play it off. We're giving her meds. Just give us.
Yeah. It was, but so for you to all hold the space while we were in the last day and be able to be a part of that is so profound. So I'm eternally grateful. And
That's so cool.
I also wanted to share, I know I shared a bit in the CoSession group about doing the portal work with the souls. There was places that we went into that you can clearly see were maybe schools or beautiful ancient sites that ended up kind of being taken over by whatever pharaoh came in and decided this is now my temple and this is about me and not what it was originally about. So there was a lot of dark energy in these spaces also. And so I was able to move through this these spaces after having that experience that I shared about, and to really, call on all of these souls and all of these earthbounds and all of these energies that were in the dark corners of spaces that were stolen, and kind of bring them back to the light and call them back into the sun, because we're going down into these very deep, deep caverns, and they're dark, and there's beautiful stuff all over the walls, but they're also covering what was originally there. And knowing that those original souls, the original energies, were defiled to create a name for a pharaoh or a king or something, it felt kind of sad at the same time of it being beautiful. And so at many spaces, I was just there gritting, sending light, calling on all of these beings that never got justice, basically, and just kind of pulling them out and back into the light, calling upon our friends, the mantis beings, after our session that we did a few weeks back, and calling on, my archangels and things like that, and just asking them if they want to come, if they want to come out into the light, if they want to be done with this dark cave, basically. So everything that we've done leading up to this trip has really, I feel, really made a huge impact. So I want everybody in this group to know that they were there also, because I wouldn't have been able to know how to do these things if it wasn't for these groups.
Wow.
Appreciate that. I appreciate that. And we always feel like with session, whatever information is brought forward for everyone, right? It's not any individual person, but I mean, I appreciate that share, because sometimes we all get information. We're like, what are we doing with this? Where are we taking this? How is this going to get here? I mean, but it just feels like we're all constantly being given guidance. And it's like, I'm just amazed that you're able to share that was something you were able to take away and feel like you were able to actually, use effectively in that situation. Because when you're describing what you've seen and what you've experienced, it just feels like the Pharaoh times used external or material richness and beauty, and subjugated all of the original spirituality and higher level frequency there by using their might and their riches and their influence. And so it's just amazing. It feels like it's like they used gift wrapping paper and covered everything that was sacred, and just kind of went, here, look at this is nice, but then all the stuff underneath, all the stuff that means anything was buried, and it just kind of gives me that feeling.
They were probably good friends with the Romans.
Yeah. Well, and there was a lot of that, and it felt like there's almost like a little of the Egyptian government has a bit of like, oh, look what the Romans did to us, look what they did to us, but there was a lot of inside inside also of that it started way before the Romans did.
That's really fabulous that you were able to do that you were able to help release some of these souls and bring them into the light and ask, for the help that you got. So much of what so many of us are doing now is related to that. It's that people are working with animals, people are working with people doing this. And we're being shown this for a reason, because I think obviously, Suki, when we were up in Wisconsin, same thing, all the Black Hawk, we were standing on a mound where the Black Hawk wars were, and we ended up releasing so many souls. I don't even know that we could have planned to say, oh, well, this is what I'm going to do as a light worker, but it just presents itself, and it's a beautiful thing that we can all do that.
Yeah. I even going in the first couple of temples and the first couple of things, it was beautiful in a way that it felt like I've been here before personally, and this isn't my first time being here, but a few days into the experience is when it really anchored in, like, hey, you're not just here to experience and remember, you're here to do the work that you've just learned how to do. And so it was like it was like 3 days in, the rest of the trip was like, okay, yes, it's beautiful, okay, yes, you want to take a picture, but you're here to do some work. Like, get to work, girl,
It's
and
not all leisure.
right. And it's only because of the groups that we've been in and the things that I've picked up on that I was able to do that. And I was, aware enough of this energy lingering beneath all of the, ooh, look how pretty the walls are. Ooh, look, let's take pictures. Ooh, that I could feel the sadness in the background, just kind of, it felt like there was a lot of take. What can you get from this space? What can I get from this space? What can we see? How can we, and so for the entire, 3 days into the trip on, it was, what can I give to this space? How can I give back to this space? How can I, bring some light back into this space where there's been so much taken.
I imagine everyone was feeling that same way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And
Did you
I
guys,
think, go ahead.
did you guys go to Abu Simbel?
Uh, is that Abidos?
Abu Simbel. It's way, way out in the desert. It's like a 4-hour journey out there. And it's, I mean, if you would know if you went.
No,
You went? Okay.
no, we did lots and lots of pyramids and stuff, but not 4 hours into the desert.
It's a sight not to be missed if you go back, truly.
Okay.
So I don't know if and gosh, thank you for sharing that all, Shelby, because it's interesting to get that perspective because obviously many of us here were really curious about what that Egypt trip would be like, since I know Jude wants to plan another one next year. So it's like you guys all got to sort of scout it out and check it out, and it's just amazing for you to share all that with us. That's really phenomenal. I know some people probably have hard stops in, are we still good for an hour? Or is everybody still okay for an hour? Or, or however long it takes. I mean, I don't think it's going to take longer than an hour. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break if you guys. All right. So get in a comfortable position, whether you want to stay on camera, go off camera, whatever feels natural for everybody here. Let me look at, why can't I see?
And just as a reminder, guys, please, if you're seeing, feeling, hearing anything, please share, bring it forth because it's confirmation for the rest of us. And also sometimes I've used this analogy before. One of us is looking out the front door, one's looking out the back, and having both of those perspectives is helpful.
And also, also I've noticed after having done a couple of these now cameras, sometimes one person will actually be processing energy, which is kind of interesting. And so they're kind of quiet because Johanna was like that last time. She was like, oh, I'm just yawning like crazy over here. So sometimes, inadvertently or involuntarily, sometimes roles take place and we're not 100% sure who's going to be the microphone or the voice or but yeah, if anybody gets any insights or hits, definitely share because it all helps build the narrative or the definition of what we're experiencing and helps kind of flesh that out because I kind of look at it as that some of us are eyes, some of us are ears, you're right, so we're all different parts of that whole cohesive frequency that we create. So okay, I'm going to say whatever way you guys want to get comfortable, whether that's reclining, sitting up, lying down, however you feel most comfortable. And right now I'm trying to see if these kids are going to stop yelling outside. I may have to.
Those damn kids.
And no, while they're playing, it's like, don't they know we're doing some serious energy work over here? So I'm going to put on my headphones. Hold on, let me try to get on my headphones and that'll probably help me at least focus.
They're busy raising frequencies in other ways.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to try this again. And so if everyone's ready and relaxed, we're going to start the journey, the group journey by taking a deep breath in to the nose and letting that out as comfortably or as naturally as you feel in this moment. Begin to take your mental awareness to your energy field around you as we start the process of going within defining the boundaries or points of presence directionally as your front, back, left, and right areas of the field around you. And as you start to bring awareness to these areas, you're going to start to feel the boundaries of your field as your frequency activates. Giving a moment to sit into that space. When you feel you've established these points of presence, start to take your attention above, maybe about 5 or 6 feet above you. And from here, see, sense, feel, imagine, or visualize detecting the light of source. In the beginning, this source light will feel like a light dispersion of particles. But as you continue that focus and bring your attention to this light, the light will start to collect and group into pools, which will then concentrate like spotlights, randomly moving about the sky. And as your mind tracks those, that random movement will ultimately converge into one. And with this focus, and through the power of source, we begin to travel with the source light downward through the sun, soul star, crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar, sacral root, following through the legs and past the feet, through the earth star. Then down into the central and crystalline core of the planet, all the way down into the center of the earth, into the heart of Mother Gaia, anchoring, centering, and balancing here. As we give ourselves to this energy, we then set the intention to clear and transmute all low-level frequencies, negative energies across all time, dimension, space, and realities. As we fully and completely release this into the planet, we are then prepared to fully and completely travel back up through the earth star, feet, legs, root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, crown, through the soul star above, into the sun, and then pushing past into the unity consciousness field, and pushing farther into our pinpoint connection to source. By calling out the chakras, we've created a chakra circuit path for energy to flow. And we can feel the extreme opposites of this energy stream that we've created that allows this light and energy to flow freely as we feel this connection. We will then travel this energy back once again through this divine light path, through the sun, soul star, crown, third eye, throat, and arriving and homing and centering into our heart space, expanding our hearts into the universe collectively, allowing our divine column of light to expand along with it. In this heart expansion, we are now connected so that we may connect to the galactic center, so that we may sense the void, feel the void, expand into the void, and become the void. Allowing each and every one to unfold their energy simultaneously. So in this space, I call upon a cosmic table of light. I ask for source light records for all in session. For myself, Vera V Nexus, Tamara Pasek, Erica Padapov, Kim Edwards, Suki McAdams, Shelby McGhee, and all those that could not be present but had every intention to join. As I ask and request, humbly request these records to come to the center in the palm of my hand, feeling the energy streams activate. I turn my palm over so that I may expand the records high and wide until they become an expansion of the sky, and request field access to the Akasha, setting the intention that all healings, clearing, support, guidance, assistance, information streams, downloads, frequencies, vibrations of the highest order and magnitude come forth for everyone in session. Also requesting and honoring and acknowledging the presence of the ascended masters, teachers, loved ones, star families, galactic beings, archangels, ancestors, record keepers, guides, beings of light, to come support us. And with each person, we activate our individual signature and frequency through the divine intelligence of our higher being, and we call upon it at will, so that the records are now open, field access is now granted, all frequencies are active, all records are online.
Vera, you'd barely started and I was getting huge body signals. My goodness. So the first thing that I'm seeing, all of us are walking down a pathway. It almost looks like a carpet, just very willowy though. And we see a big arch ahead. We all walk through this arch, and it's just this, I'm going to say forest, but it's not really forest. It's just very leafy, just viney leaves, green, everything's green. And standing down at the this pathway at the end is Ramu, big as ever, just like before. And this, what I interpret to be sunlight, starts streaming up from under his feet and just going into his feet and then all around his body. And as I'm watching this, trying to figure out what it is, then we're all getting this same sunlight. It's like beams of golden, not even golden, it's yellow. It's yellow light, and it's coming up through our feet and then going all the way around us. And Ramu says that this is, we have to receive this before we can go farther on to what we're doing. I don't know what it is. I don't know if anyone else has a sense what it is, what we're getting.
Feeling a lot of warmth in the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he's turned and we're moving forward now.
That was quick.
Yeah, it was. Well, it actually has been going on for a while, because I was seeing all this before you had even opened the table of light.
Oh, gotcha. So
Yeah.
you said it initiated just as we even started the session.
Yeah, I mean, it's just everything started coming through. So we're literally just kind of following behind him, and there's a little bit of like darkness, but then it opens up to these beautiful blue skies and an ocean. It has to be an ocean. And it's turquoise and blue and beautiful, and the wind is blowing, and we can all feel it. And it's one of those winds that when you breathe in, it like goes in your mouth, and it's just so refreshing. And we're now going under the water. And there's a lot of gold things down there, like everything seems to be made of gold. There's like a chest and a trident and statues. And
so is the Atlantean, is Ramu taking us to Atlantis?
Yeah, yes. So that answer is yes. it's just it's really beautiful. Everything is made of gold. Everything. It's just like the people are wearing gold clothes, like gold lame, but everything like where you would sit is made of gold, and it's just it's literally a golden city, and it goes on. We're standing on, maybe what I would call main road or main thoroughfare, but everything in the distance beyond, on right and left and forward, is still has all that gold. And then towards the edges, towards the outside edges, it's not gold. It's just right browns and
Is that
green.
the same gold light that we are wrapped in, or does it feel more physical?
It feels more physical to me. So the light we were receiving, it was this yellowy with gold qualities, but this is like gold statues, gold benches, gold, almost as if
The whole infrastructure is just gold.
yeah, it's like they took all of everything that they had and put it into this gold, and I don't know if that is like recognizable as an Atlantean thing, but they had a lot of wealth to be able to do it. I mean, I'm assuming they had a lot of wealth. I don't know.
Well, probably
Maybe
why the Egyptians have everything in gold as well.
no.
It sounds like that influence is there.
Yeah, I'm not even sure that it's the beauty of the gold, not the value, because we put a value on gold, but I get the sense that it wasn't anything that they had to mine for. This was readily available and why they did that. Yeah, there's people that are working on the floor, on the bed, I guess you would say, that are digging, but it doesn't look like any kind of like slave or enslaved population, nothing like that. Very orderly, very quiet.
So is Ramu just showing this to us as far as what existed or what exists now?
Existed, because that's what I was just asking. Is this just like a tour? And I just wanted us to get I think just have a grasp on what this city actually looked like, how it thrived, how it functioned. And like I said, I feel quiet certainty. I don't know if anybody's ever been to Amsterdam, but it's like really, really quiet there. It's that sense where it's eerily quiet. Okay, we're walking forward to the edge of what I would consider the city. And it's encircled. It's in a big circle, like a stone wall circle surrounds it. And I'm not even sure that that's meant to keep people out. I think it's more to identify this as a city or as a group or this is a group of people that live here. Okay, we're leaving this now. He just wanted to show us this. All right, we're headed up to, we're out of the water, back into the sky and the ethers, and there's this big pink, I'm going to say planet. I don't know if it's a planet, but it's pink. It's definitely pink. And it's radiating rose light. And it feels really good. There's something from this pink planet, from this rose light that's coming off of it, that I'm going to say fueled, but I'm not sure that's the word that I mean. That was how this civilization worked. They were given sustenance from this planet in the form of this rose light. Because you see it shining all the way through dimensions and then the ocean and down into the city. It was an integral part of this civilization.
We're not sure which planet, or if it is a planet, or it feels
Yeah.
like it is a planet, but I'm trying to sense.
It's gaseous, but it's round and it's just emanating this beautiful pink light. And it's not just fueling the city, it's going into the people there. You can see them receiving it.
Is it a Sirius star in the Sirius star system?
Okay, so I just asked, I'm getting no.
Okay.
I don't think it matters that we know what it is. I'm asking that. He says, no, but you need to understand the function.
Well, I guess the influence of whatever that radiation, we'll call it a radiation, not in the sense of nuclear radiation, but just whatever it's radiating out, sort of as a frequency to the civilization.
Exactly. He's now showing me a pyramid, and it's kind of like a dark gray brown adjacent to this planet. And then I look down, and that pyramid is on the floor of this gold civilization, and it's erupting like a volcano.
What
But
is
it is a pyramid.
the pyramid itself?
Yeah, it's like there's like stuff coming out of
So
the
this
top.
is a wild guess, but I want to ask if this was Mars before it became uninhabitable, because at one point there was this information that Mars was habitable. I don't know if it would have looked like that.
I don't know either, but I just asked that question, and that answer was yes.
Okay, so because at one point Mars was a mirror, from what I understand, of the civilizations on Earth and the planet. They were like mirrors until something happened that destroyed or created some kind of cataclysm that, for lack of a better word, just made it so that everyone had to leave.
Wow, I never knew that. Yeah, okay, so this pyramid that was like spewing stuff is now stopped, and it's become circular. And it looks like the planet Earth now. I'm sure I'm seeing continents on it. Wow. Okay, so this planet is now going under this. So we're in the water again, but it's going under the bottom surface of the water. So it's like planting what was this pyramid volcano transmorphed into Earth, and now it's being planted underground.
So are they showing us the creation of the planet?
How do you know to ask these questions?
What? Well, I mean,
Because the answer is yes. I'm asking them, the answer is yes.
so they're showing us origination. I mean, they're showing us where they came from, what they were doing there. Then they're showing us what they had seeded in a way. Okay, gotcha. So it's the origination of the planet. Interesting.
That's yeah. And then Ramu's standing there, and he's like not nodding, but it's like a look of yes, like you get it. Or
Is there something that we're supposed to do or know with this information to help the state of where everything is now?
yeah, there is. Okay, so this is what I'm hearing. The origination of the planet, the origination of Earth, it's all still there. It's just a surface that's convoluted and doesn't look good and doesn't feel good, but the purity of it is still buried. It's still there.
At the core.
Mm-hmm.
Are we able to tap into that rose glow light source?
Yeah. I mean, I see us all standing, right watching this pyramid volcano erupt. And Ramu's having us just lift our face up, and then we're taking it in through our face. Ooh. Is anybody else getting any kind of body signals?
As soon as Erica was saying, can we receive this? I started to get stuff, or feelings or senses.
Yeah. As soon as you started talking about Mars, my feet started going crazy. like vibrating, tingling.
Maybe you're Martian, Suki.
Great. That explains it.
So I'm receiving something again. I'm starting to shake. Okay, so he's saying, oh, hold on. He's saying this is where all of these, what we call downloads or information, this is where it's coming from.
Oh, wow.
Really? Wow. That's okay, so that makes sense. Is Mars the closest planet to us? I'm trying to think. Where is Mars in location?
Wait, where's it coming from? Internal? Or are you talking about Mars?
Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I'm saying, Tamara, you said it was Ramu was explaining that the downloads that we continuously receive are originating from this rose-colored or pink-colored planet.
Or from the origins of Earth that are still buried.
Yeah, which is it?
Oh, yeah.
It's the rose light. And it is really coming in fast and furious, guys. I mean, really, really. I think this was what the 5 days was about.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It feels like hope.
Yeah. It is help, but it's a lot. Like
Hope.
She said hope.
Yeah. It has happened. It's happening after the election for a reason. He wanted us after the election.
Oh, gosh. Wow. Timing. Wow. Wow. That's interesting. Okay. Huh.
My hands and my head are going a little crazy right now. So hold on.
I feel like I'm getting the knowing that because I was just in a space where there was so much destruction of something so beautiful, and yet thousands of years later, I could come back and still see what's lying underneath and what's always there and will always be there. And it feels like with the election and this cloud that's been brought upon us, it's like almost like that feeling in the heart space, and that pink rose like makes me feel very like the rose lineage, that throughout all of it there's still that hope of continuing and knowing that it can never be permanently removed, and that it's always there underlying if you just can take a moment to tune into it.
So that he's saying exactly that, Erica. He's saying we don't have to wait to receive this now. We can go to it and get it when we want. So we've all been waiting, and we've just not waiting, but we've all just been getting it whenever they want to give it to us. But now he's saying we're getting a big dose, guys. And he's saying that we can come and get more. They will continue to give us some, but we can go reach out and get it ourselves.
You know, it's funny. This is just an aside, Tamara. I've been working with the pink ascension flame.
God.
So it's been kind of like, oh, wow. All right. Not to say that, that was a complete match, but
That obviously was prep work for bringing us here.
Does it feel feminine?
oh, of course, yes. And I mean, pink ascension flame, pink energy, pink frequencies like Kuan Yin, Mother Mary. I mean, it's all, yeah, divine feminine. It's all divine feminine.
It's very, very powerful though, too.
It's subtle. Not everybody, notices it, or it doesn't grab everyone's attention because it's not loud and obvious, but it's, yeah.
Feels like being in a like a pink salt healing room.
Oh yeah, Himalayan
A lot of
salt.
warmth.
Yeah.
Or a womb.
I
Yeah.
just got salt lamps too recently too. It was interesting. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot of energy coming in through. It's soft though. It's nothing crazy.
Speak for yourself.
Maybe I've just been working with the frequency a little bit longer, so it doesn't seem as I won't say jarring, but just it doesn't seem as contrasting as it may feel for some. But I definitely feel a lot of energy coming.
Oh my God, there's so much stuff coming through. And it's not just me. You guys are getting loaded up.
So what are we calling this, or what is Ramu saying this is just based on just the original frequency that Earth was built on?
The pink light is what was feeding that civilization. And it's the transportation system, and it's also the encyclopedia of everything that we're getting.
Okay.
But the earth was also a part of that. The earth received that. And I think I don't understand. I'm asking him. Yeah. So the Atlanteans knew this. They knew this about the earth, that it had to be the crystalline core, for lack of any better thing, or the gold nugget of the earth had to be buried because they saw all of this demise that was going to happen, and they needed to keep that part intact. Like the heart of the earth had to stay intact. Yeah.
It's like figuratively and symbolically and literally.
Yeah, it's all about. Okay, so the pink light is starting to slow down, and there's that gold light is now coming in. So it's something about the pink light and the gold of what the civilization is made of. It's something, those two things are working together.
Yeah, it's the polarity of the divine feminine, the masculine. Right. It's the mix, or the combination. Whenever you have one, you always have to have the other. So that makes sense. You can't dominate with just one.
Sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Are we supposed to be calling this energy in whenever we're working on building with the new earth?
That's a definite yes, but I don't think that's all. I think we're supposed to call it in for everything. I think we work with it. Yeah, he's saying we work with it, but we also receive from it. And that's what we're all doing right now, is we're receiving. It's like whatever that yellow light was that we had to have at the beginning was the prep work for us getting this. But then he does want us working with this pink light. He use it for, he's saying for moving, for helping the earth, because that's what's going to, okay, you just said it, Erica. He's saying this is what will reawaken the earth, is this pink light. So just as we're receiving, the earth is receiving too.
Wow.
So is this access to the pink light I'm trying to understand the mechanism for actually tapping into it. I mean, is it just something from doing group together, or is it something we can do individually? Are there others that we need to
We
do
can
this?
definitely do it individually. He's saying absolutely. That's why he wants is that's the work part with it. He wants it to it's a tool, but it's time to use this tool is what he's saying. It's time for this pink light. This pink light needs to reawaken the earth, like to start it growing or sprouting or something again, but that it's time to work with the pink light. So he's showing us the pink today because it's time to work with it. Yes, we can work with it individually. Yes, we can receive as a group. Yes, we can receive individually.
It feels very healing and very calming.
Soft.
I feel like we all have people that were meant to expose to this.
Yes,
Or-
that's what I,
Mhm.
yeah. Mhm.
I'm getting a big yes on that.
Yeah,
They think this is to share and this is
Yeah.
the time. And oh, I got big body chills again. He's saying this is we were talking earlier about the sadness everyone's feeling.
Yeah.
That's why it was the 5 days. He wanted us to get this now so that we can use it for the
Yeah.
sadness of the earth, the animals, the plants, the people, everyone that's feeling it across the world.
It feels like a strong, firm, yet soft energy of like a motherly energy in where all this fear is coming in and
yeah,
it's almost like, when you see a child that's just kind of in so much fear that you can kind of just hold them
yeah,
and
Yes.
like
Yeah.
comfort them and present yourself as being soft in a way that you kind of let them have their emotion and their, whether it be anger, tantrum, or sadness, or whatever it is, and hold them in all of it and just continue to pour love in firm believing and hope that it's all going to be okay.
Tamara, do they have any suggestions for us for how do we use it?
Let me see what he says here. Okay, he's saying you can visualize this pink light coming down through the crown chakra to help people individually. You can use it to surround plants as an example to help them grow and become fruitious. You can use it for healing. When you're using it for healing, place it in the heart. When people are elevating, he wants you to use it in the earth star chakra. And he's saying right now, so any kind of energy work we're doing, meditating, sleep, when you're traveling at night, when you're helping souls, that are trapped in the pyramids and helping them escape. Right now, he just wants us to be immersed in everything we do with this pink light. It's like the curtains open. We are the spreaders of this pink light. We have to go out there and spread it and use it for every aspect. Any kind of work you do, just bring in this pink light. We're all getting it in our third eye right now.
I was wondering why that was. Yeah, it's like, oh, well, that's what it is. Okay.
It's like a direct stream right into the third. Okay, this is an absolute directive. We are being given all this, and it is our job to spread it. It's our job, and it's like, the old cartoons where they would show like a flower blooming, really slowly, and it would come up. That when we use this pink light, it is going to have such an effect like that on everything, every person, every attitude, every emotion. I mean, he's showing me now, use it in a war zone, visualize a war zone and put the pink light around it.
Wow.
Like physical destruction of the earth. do you call them? The hurricanes coming in. Visualize that pink light around the destruction. It will help with everything. It's literally, we are threading feminism and love back into the universe. And I think it all had to do with timing. We've all been working, doing that for a while, he's saying, but this is the tool that's going to make it stick. Whew. Okay. It's slowed down considerably. And we're all in a gold bubble now. Each individual's in their own gold bubble. It's almost like this is like sealing it in like a Ziploc bag or something.
Final.
Yeah.
It's funny when you say that gold bubble, because it really does look like I can see the reflection of like the surface of like almost like a bouncing ball, but it's got gold.
Yeah.
It's shiny enough to see a reflection if you want.
Oh, yeah. There's more to receive. It's just basically up to us how long we want to stay in this, because there's more coming. The four like black aliens that are always there moderating stuff, they've just shown up.
Are these the Alpha Centaurians?
I think they were.
I almost want to say yes, because I think I asked you what they were, because they were not any type of galactic we'd run into before.
Yeah, I'm getting a yes on that.
So they're the Alpha Centaurians. Okay. And you said they're no nonsense and they mean business.
Yeah, exactly. They're just there to monitor and make sure. And they're not just looking out for me, they're looking at every single one of us right now.
Like the drill sergeant of light work.
Well, they're quite protective, they're like the gatekeepers, moderating how much stuff we get, how much we don't, who they let in, who they don't. Okay, I'm thinking we got to turn this off, guys. Okay. All right, Ramu wants us he wants to meet with us again. He's saying we need to go out and we need to practice this. And he's saying like immediately, put it to use immediately.
Can we actually transmit the frequency or the light into an object and then use the object as a place to put in different spots or areas of the earth or our house or whatever? I'm getting that sense for some reason.
Big yes. Big yes.
Okay. So we can infuse crystals, objects that we want to have sort of hold the frequency for us, so we're not always feeling like we have to be the generators, is the sense I'm getting. So yeah, sort of like if you have, specific stones or crystals you like to use or plant somewhere, you can now subtly and quietly put them in your mom's house.
Yeah, it's like we just got a booster for all the tools that we work with. And again, big yes. He's like,
okay. I was just for some reason that was coming into my head, and so I just wanted to.
Well, while I was in Egypt, the pyramid keeper that was guiding us gave us some kind of petrified, like volcanic stone that he told us to, put intention to and put into the Nile, and then he gave us an additional one to bring home to bury in our own house and our yard. That way part of that frequency came home with us. And so what you just said, Vera, is very fitting.
Okay, so we're taking some really, really cool ancient, not so ancient frequency, but it seems to be a healing frequency, or at least we know we're being told it's a healing frequency, and that's what we need to propagate. But thanks for sharing that Shelby.
Yeah, yeah. And well, and that's just the, the point of setting the intention into the stone and then putting it. So that's just to confirm what you were saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
Also, I've been hearing motherwort over and over and over. So I don't know if that's something.
Motherwort?
Yes, motherwort is an herb that feels a lot like that pink light was feeling. It feels like a hug from within, and it's very supportive. It's also a very feminine herb. I don't know if that's something where drinking it is to help us, or if it's something where we could spread that herb or share the tea, but I keep hearing that on repeat.
And a big yes on that one too, Erica.
Oh,
Just from all layers and angles of being able to promote and distribute and share the frequency, it seems like, wow.
Wow.
I'm gonna be leaving to, you said share this now, practice now. I'm gonna be leaving from California to Vegas, which is a pretty dense area. So I'll definitely be bringing motherwort and some crystals with me there. If there's anything that can be added to that, I would love.
Yeah. I think, there's a reason why this group is here today, that everybody is getting all these messages in different ways that we can do it. So if you've got anything else you're hearing, share.
Yeah, share in the group.
Awesome.
Yeah, share in the group, because I think that's why I finally said, you know what? There's so many different places and feeds we're getting information. This, the CoSession is not the only place, but it does feel like it amplifies it once we get together. But yeah, as you're going about your day, if you're getting intuitive hits or downloads or channelings or streams or images, whatever, just throw it in there, because there's a good chance it's related. So
Whew.
does it feel like they said we were done with that?
Yeah, we're done.
We're
done. We've got our assignments.
And the Alpha Centaurians, did their coming forward just sort of signify or signal that we were done, or they had anything else?
No, I think they were just there well, number one, to show me that, again, we're receiving, but they're moderating it. But then they looked around at each one of you, so they're moderating it all for you too. They're watching what we're getting, that you don't get it too much. They're only letting certain beings have access to us. So they're kind of protectors, I'm feeling like, and I feel really good that they were looking out for you guys too.
No, it's almost like it's okay. It's all right to have them sort of be our ushers, for lack of a better word, or chaperones into making sure that we don't do too much and go too far astray. That's fine. I like the fact that we do have some different levels of guidance that are happening at the same time to assist us and support us. They can't complain about that.
Tamara, that was awesome. Thank you.
And now she's yawning.
I can't. No, I've been yawning the whole time. I haven't felt like this since Scotland. So whatever we got was big stuff, guys.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll sleep well tonight. Anybody else got anything?
I mean, I was having all sorts of physical crazy stuff. When you were ready to cut it off, my throat chakra was vibrating.
I feel like today was different. I feel like today was like there's like a door opening for all of us. It's not like, here's a little bit of hope. They're like, here, we're giving you something to make everything better now. Let's go.
Yeah. Did anyone else have the inclination to I during that thing, I was like, I'm 100% getting rose-colored sunglasses.
Oh, I love that.
Just to be completely literal about it, but
can you order 6 pairs?
Yeah. Maybe they have rose quartz glasses, because then that'd be like really cool to look through crystal. But no, I'm just kidding. but that would be an idea, I guess, just kind of silly idea. But it just I was, as a young person, I used to feel averse to pink, like, oh gosh, it's so feminine, it's so this, and now it's like, this is what you need to spread. And it's like, I mean,
Yeah.
and I have no prejudice against it now, but when I was a kid, I don't want to go pink. I just used to really, really bristle at it because I didn't want to be seen as overly femme and all that kind of stuff. So
You were too cool
yeah,
for
it's
that.
just kind of ironic now to get this, to receive this.
This is the stone that I chose to bring into the.
Yay!
Oh, good.
Oh my God.
Yeah, for some reason it was calling out like I want to
A
be there.
big rose quartz, a
Big rose
heart on
quartz,
top of
yeah.
that.
Oh my gosh.
I had this in my pocket all day and I pulled
Ah,
it during the thing. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh my gosh. I love this.
And that's so cool. I mean, it's just everything shows up in different ways, small and large, however way we want to look at it. But is everyone feeling like we got what we need? We came here for, not what we needed, but we came here for.
I do have a directive. He wants us to come back in 7 days.
When is the seventh day? I feel like we're always talking in biblical terms, like on the first day. I just
Oh my gosh.
7 days. So that's 1 week from today.
14.
The 14th, 7th, I mean 11, 14. Interesting. Okay. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, if everybody's okay for that.
What,
Same.
Tamara?
I know. I mean, what you just said, Vera, the 7
Mhm.
days when the earth was made, and then the
Yeah.
seventh day they rested because the earth was done. And that's exactly what they've shown us. They've shown us that this new earth, the pristine part of it, has been buried. So I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of interesting.
Like there's a correlation between
Mhm.
that. Yeah, it's interesting. It makes you wonder if there's a formula from the math of the numbers that they're choosing, because numerology and all that. Not I'm not a numerologist, so I wouldn't know, but probably has some significance there for sure. Yeah.
Tamara, can you see outside right now?
Uh-huh.
Do you see the pink clouds?
Oh God, yes. Holy cow. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, I'm so jealous. What is
I
my
have
outfit?
no pink clouds, but but I know being in Arizona, you guys get the most beautiful skyscapes, so you're probably getting some amazing stuff by default anyway, but pink clouds would be so fitting. Um,
Kind of has the whole sky kind of has a pink cast to it.
It does. Oh my gosh.
that's so
That's
cool.
like icing on the cake.
Huh.
Wow.
Are you guys? That was amazing. I have to go eat dinner.
Oh shoot. Do you have enough time to wind down? Are you
Oh yeah,
are you got it?
I guess
Okay, let me take us back out. So getting in a comfortable position, situating yourself however way you feel organically, whether that's sitting up, reclining, or laying down. As I start the process and move to close the records, I'm going to call Source Light Records back for each and every one of us. Myself, Vera V Nexus, Tamara Pasic, Erica Patapov, Kim Edwards, Suki McAdams, Shelby McGhee, giving gratitude for the presence of each and every one of you. Also giving gratitude for all the healings, clearing, support, guidance, assistance, information streams, downloads, frequencies, vibrations of the highest order and magnitude that have been received in this session. Also grateful for the presence and honoring acknowledgement of the ascended masters, teachers, loved ones, star families, galactic beings, archangels, ancestors, record keepers, guides, and the beings of light supporting us throughout our session. As I ask for source light records for each and every one to come back and retreat into the center of the palm of my hand, I turn my palm back over to the cosmic table of light and moving to close the records and exiting field access to the Akasha. We also set the intention to disconnect all cords, bindings, connections, contracts, close all portals, vortexes, energies, whether intentionally or unintentionally created, be completely and fully released as each and every one detaches from this collective field allowing us to start the descent and journey back through the divine light path, back through the path of the sun, soul star, crown, third eye, throat, heart, solar, sacral root, legs, feet, through the earth star, falling through into the crystalline core of the planet, anchoring, centering, balancing ourselves here with Mother Earth, the heart of Gaia, planting this pink frequency that we just received in here with her, so that we may journey back up through the earth star, feet, legs, root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye, crown, all the way up into the central sun, pushing past into the unity consciousness field, pushing even farther into our pinpoint connection to source, being a continuation of this stream of frequency that was bestowed upon us. So then we allow ourselves to journey back once again through the sun, soul star, crown, third eye, throat, homing and centering into our heart space, expanding our hearts into the universe. And all together, placing our palms face up so that we may upload gratitude and this frequency into the collective whole. Sending it with the intention for it to go and flow wherever the divine intelligence brings it to. And with that release, we are now able to journey back to the sacred space of Mother Earth, allowing us and setting the intention to process and integrate all that has been transmitted and all that has been received. Giving us this opportunity, knowing that we are one with the all and the all is one with us, allowing us to find our place and our center. Back into this physical 3D space so that we are anchored. Back into this 3D physicality, back into this earth plane. Please imagine a pinpoint of light above you, splitting into the two sides of a triangle. And then right when it starts to reach right below the bottom of your feet, having a final seal so that we are back into the geometry of this carbon-based body and back into this space. Aliyashua, so it is and it is so.
Thank you, Vera.
Oh no, my pleasure, always. You guys are always great travel companions.
Oh,
Thank you. That was interesting and very cool. And yeah, just I'm sure everyone's going to experience, process, integrate as they feel and experience things. But no, this was amazing. And thank you for everyone coming together, hearing the calling of what was asked in the last session, and just feeling called to come together again.
thank you so much. Erica,
I know you
real
gotta
quick,
run.
where do I get Motherword?
Looks like
So you
it's
can,
online.
yes, I can send you some links. And then I was hearing a blend. I have a grief blend that I was recommending for people right now, and the top two ingredients are motherwort and rose petal. And now I've been hearing just all you need is the motherwort and the rose petal. So I'll send you a recipe for some. If you send me your address, I can mail you some, but it'll be a few days.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'll text with you separate. Definitely,
Yeah.
I want that. Definitely.
Happy to send it.
So, oh my
All right,
God.
you guys. Thanks again, and I'll send out the next invite, and whoever can make it. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. Always humbled by your presence and your sharing of your frequency, and thank you so much.